Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Rose of Venus Tarot. It's Lacey. Thank you so much for clicking on to my video. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you get real comfortable. If you're returning, hey, welcome back. It's real nice to see you again. And thank you to all of those who like, comment, and subscribe. It's really been helping your girl grow. And thank you for your super thanks and your donations and all you've been putting into this channel. I really appreciate it. I blush every time I see it because you're never obligated. Your girl loves to talk. But let's get into it. I'm hearing right off the back, these people thought they were pimps, but turned out they just overcomplicated the game right now. You got a lot of toxic masculines here, and I would call them toxic masculines are a lot different than insoles. Some toxic masculines might have the testosterone, but they didn't have the brain and the knowledge to use it wisely, and they projected a lot of their ignorance on the divine feminine by expecting the feminine to know what secret games they were playing with the divine feminine. They were expecting you to know the rules of the game here, when in reality, they would have had to communicate with you the rules of the game, especially if you were a young lover or a new lover, because if they didn't communicate with you directly, then that just makes them a liar, a manipulator, a user. And like this is all hitting their vibration here. At the same time, they're realizing that they haven't got as far in life as you have, as supposedly slow feminine, or what they thought. And not only that, they played a large role in the emasculization of women, because by thinking that you should know the mind of men and how to react to men to get what you want, like the rules of the game, being extra rigid. They also realizing that no good woman wants to be in a relationship where they have to be extra rigid about everything. Either extra rigid or they got to be socially famous. Like, the guy that every girl likes. This is the type of masculines you were hitting for. You weren't the guy that, if you weren't the girl that every guy liked, then they're like, I don't want you. Like somebody else had to approve of you first. This is making them feel like they're phony now. A lot of people are approving of you now and your looks. Now that you stepped into your own confidence here. And not only that, you're just not checking for people. It's like you checked out, you gave up on even trying in the first place. You're like, this dating ish, I don't get it. I don't get the dating, like whatever. If a guy wants me, I'm gonna be up here on my pedestal. He's gonna have to climb real high to get me. And now you got masculines that are like, should I climb up that hill to get her? But toxic masculines are like, come off that hill. Come off that hill. You played down here before. But then they see you're not coming off that hill, and they don't have the mana to climb up that hill. Like, AKA, like, they don't have the knowledge to know how to climb up that hill, nor do they have the resources to get up that hill, the physical aspects, aka the money. They don't have the money, nor do they have what gets you turned on in men. Some of you guys are like me, you're attracted to very smart guys. I've always been attracted to smart men. And every woman is like that. That's what they're realizing. Because bring that down to the Big Bang Theory, the Halloween episode of the Big Bang Theory, where they explained to the girl why she was getting her heart broken by a T guy, a testosterone guy, but why she hung around the Mana guys, I would explain them, or the Christos guys. They're the Christos, the intelligence that you get, like, from, I want to say nut retention, but like if it's not spilled, whatever is not used to create your seed, it comes back up to your brain, and it's supposed to cause some sort of enlightenment. Or those men who know that they have to work on themselves, like either take on hobbies or certain modes of skill, or they accept their dating levels, because this is a lot different, like I said, than incels. Sorry, those guys, the Christos guys, they accept reality. They're the smart ones who know that, okay, I'm a geeky guy. I'm going to belong with a geeky girl, but I might be able to get this hot girl because this hot girl, blah, 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 has two different modes to her. Like, basically, that was her toss up here. She was attracted to both testosterone guys as a girl with high estrogen curves. That's what I would consider the baddies too. If the T guys are the muscle guys, the baddies are testosterone girls. I mean, estrogen girls, high estrogen girls here who have larger boobs. They got or that's not necessarily larger boobs, larger hips. That could be a product of estrogen, but you could be any size and have that femininity to you, but you're usually attractive together. Same thing with the testosterone guys. They usually have bodies. Some people assume that both of these people don't have brains. BBLs and stuff that kind of imitates the estrogen and whatnot. And that's why I don't know, I'm not even going to get into that. But either way, um, the incel is the guy who is not accepting reality. This is the guy that thinks that he could have a regular job and just pull a complete baddie, and all he did was he got a job, he has an education, then boom, I had a job, I have an education, so I'm gonna attract the baddest girl. And then he doesn't have that social skills, and he lacks the will to be able to try to understand why women or why people get along the way they get along. He usually just ends up into red pill culture, toxic masculinity. He falls under like true toxic masculinity, realizing that now, where the T guy kind of falls into dumb masculinity, like, yo, he uneducated masculinity or unawakened masculinity here. Because yes, let's put the incels in toxic masculinity, we'll put the smart guys in Christos, and of course, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. There could be negatives and positives to them. Toxic masculinities, they can have negatives and positives to them. Some of them indulge in that because of maybe their experiences with motherhood. But either way, or they just had a lot of women try to take advantage of them and they couldn't take it on the nose. Whereas a Christos guy, he's going to learn what his type of woman is, and he's going to keep growing no matter what in life. That guy never reaches his peak. It's formulated infinity, stored deep inside me. Whereas the you got a lot of unawakened masculines that are being rudely awakened to the fact that they kind of try to emasculate you rather than appreciating your high estrogen hair. You are a woman. It's not for you to learn the rules of the game. They really wish that they would have appreciated you, and they wish that you would at least play dumb so that they could come back around you here. There's one person in particular, some of you guys had a friend here that tried to play you. Maybe they got what they wanted and they didn't reservice you here. Like, this is, I don't know. Yeah, 3 of Blades coming out. And it hurts that it didn't even hurt you or affect you here. But a lot of people could have wanted to make you sad because you're a happy person. I could get that too. That's why I realized, I'm like, that's probably why I'm diagnosed with bipolar disorder, because I'm always happy, like daydreaming. Like, in my life, my brain mostly has happy thoughts. That's why I like smile most of the time. But even still, jokes on them, it became dark humor. And then also a will to just lash out because people poke at you out of nowhere. You get tired of that shit. Like, fuck you. Like, yo, and then you could like, I don't know. But either way, since you probably got that in you too, something that made people take you more seriously. This person is in the 3 of Swords here, 3 of Blades. They are completely heartbroken over you. And because you were a good friend to this guy, this person liked being around you and you were sweet. It's like Spirit, please tell me more. What's going on? Because I'm trying to tell it all. Yeah, we got this Five of Blades coming out. At first, this was that unawakened masculine, the T guy here, where this is how he treated women. He got what he wanted, and then he would bully them. He would try to make them feel like that, they did something wrong. And in his mind at the time, they did do something wrong because they did something wrong by letting him hit, basically. They're like, oh, they should have never been attracted to me. Like he didn't realize that he was special. He, instead of realizing that he was special and he was attractive, um, a lot of women are attracted to him probably because of his height. A lot of you guys, this guy was tall. He had a lot of mana, Christos. I'm gonna say that's the Christos guy. This is the mana guy, aka the ability to attract women. Whereas that guy, has brain. Unfortunately, not every guy has both. A lot of guys don't have both. I'm like, oh, the rarest guy I fell in love with, he had both, but then he went crazy and died. I'm like, ah. That being said, this is why they say men become better with maturity here. Not all of them, though. Some of them end up written with grief, and then they have too much karma. Like they end up rushing to destruction because they don't have nothing left. Especially with this mana guy, because he'll eventually get a reputation as being a player, as somebody that hurts women. I'm hearing John Tucker must die type of ish. So now he no longer has the ability to attract women because he taught women a lesson about being attracted to him. This is what he put in his vibration. He manifested that women were dumb, they were losers, they were stupid for being naturally attracted to his testosterone, especially younger girls. You don't know. Just like how they explained to her the Big Bang Theory. I wish I could remember her name. It was the Halloween episode. I'm sure you could find that on YouTube. The Halloween episode of the Big Bang Theory. Where they explained that it was just basically that Tina Turner song, it's only logical. What's love got to do? Got to do this. What's love but a second-hand emotion? She's like, yeah, I forget the song, but basically, she was basically saying it's only logical. It's what is it? It's only. I'm gonna have to look it up because it was so simple. I had to look it up. It says, you must understand, though the touch of your hand makes my pulse react, that it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl, opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion? And that's basically the rules of the game. You have to ignore that physical urge here. And that's what they were trying to explain to her, the Christos guys, or the geeky guys, I would say, but only in a nice way. But he also figured out that if he could battle her crush, like all he had to do was get up the confidence to kind of stand against the guy who was like trying to bully her basically emotionally, then he would be able to win her over. And it kind of worked here. He definitely won her favoritism. One of the geeks had to fight the testosterone guys. I've seen that happen too. And then the testosterone guy ended up losing here. So this is another thing. Somebody came back with a group of the testosterone guys, and now it's like it's flipped. But like I said, also they lost their ability to attract. While they see you in this Three of Cups here, at first, they would talk to other guys like, this is how you get girls. No, I mistreat them. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't do anything except for have high amounts of testosterone. But now that's not working. It seems like number one, I feel like their testosterone is declining because I feel like God man, he kind of drains that. My bad, my mic died. But as I was saying, it's like that energy is being drained from him because he wasn't using that ability to attract women sexually wisely. And not only that, he's not able to impress other men anymore. So it's like this is reverse. When he had the Three of Cups, the guys would gather around, I'll tell you how to get women and whatnot. This guy basically, he could be looking at Andrew Tate right now. And then he's like, I could have been Andrew Tate, but he was Andrew Loser. Like, he was like, yo, like, and not Andrew Tate is a loser too, objectively toxic masculine, yes, but successful. He's like, there's so many ways he could have been more successful if he would have utilized the women in his life. Like as far as what's his name, he kept his hoes and had his hoes working for him instead of playing his hose so that he could go and laugh and talk with other men about it. It brought his testosterone down a lot, and it aligned his sexual energy with too much insult sexual energy because he was allowing too many men to get off on his endeavors with him. Like, get off, live vicariously through him, basically, in his sexual conquest. So that aligned it, in the wrong way. Whereas Tate did, but, he men had to purchase the OnlyFans to live through his women and talk to his women and whatnot. This guy did not get as far as that. This guy would just ha ha ha, I got it. So now I'm gonna leave you on red. I'm gonna make her chase me. Watch, I'm gonna do this. Like all of the energy was in trying to make these women flip out, where now that just doesn't go back. And then now all he can do is tell stories about the women that he slept with or the women that he used to have way back in his day. Oh, I remember I blah 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 blah. And now there's other women coming around. He don't have access to them. The women he did sleep with are grown, they're married with kids. Nobody wants to hear about you playing out a woman that's grown and married with kids. Just the people are like, yo, dog, just let her have her life. If you guys are that girl that's married with kids, it's like people aren't respecting him. They're kind of annoyed with him because he's not pulling the same. Yeah, Page of Coins here. Yeah, I feel like this guy is just moving on to his making money journey, and he kind of wants your help, but he knows that he cannot ask for your help here. He also doesn't feel safe asking for any of the Christos men help because he was used to chatting with men who were below him so that he could feel a sense of superiority to them. So talking to a smart guy, a smart business guy that's actually above him, he don't know like how to go about it. That smart guy intimidates him basically. And then he definitely doesn't want to go to this insult territory. So he's just like, oh, like how do I get these coins? And he's just thinking about all the coins he could have had with the divine feminines or the nymph feminines, the mana feminines, basically, how he could have put them in order and maybe he would have had a bunch of money by now. He literally cries about that too. And he doesn't, he cries about, I don't know, trying to rely on other. He might be a hobosexual. That could be the last thing he do. But even the ones who are he is hobosexualing with are like they're not lookers. Put it like that. They're not. They are bad body, bad built, bad this. But maybe they have a kind personality, and that's another thing that pissed him off is that he was laughing at the other women who gave it up too easy. But now he's depending on women who are less attractive that give him everything, like a place to live just for his time and his attention. And now that's another thing that brought down his game is that the level of women that he's able to attract is like not as high anymore. He's attracting very low quality women, and that's almost okay. Like he was talking about the women before were low quality, maybe even women like you that slept with him. He tried to make you feel like they were low quality, whereas now people are like, nah. You were the page of blades with that. You were cutting off people and not even knowing it. Like this is like he was new to the cutoff game, just cutting off beautiful women for anything. Nah, she sneezed too many times, or she didn't like basically very rigid, very walk on eggshells type of energy that this man was giving out, or these men were giving out. It almost reminds me, and now I see that happening with like escort agencies. Now the escort agencies are finding the guys that purposely want to waste escorts time because they're escorts. That's why nobody told you to be an escort. And it's like, come on, come on. If you don't believe in escorting, just stay away from escorts. Why are you bored enough to come and call up escorts? And then not only that, every woman receives harassment, not just escorts. So a lot of people are tired of these low vibrational masculines antics, and they're properly blaming them for ruining the family dynamics. I say with a lot of transgendered people who retransition before, they always say the same thing. A lot of men who end up entering the trans community is because they're not getting enough sexual attention. They're failed testosterone guys that want to live off that tension again, whether they peaked in high school or whatnot. And then a lot of women, unfortunately, that end up becoming men is because they got too much sexual attention, but too much of the wrong sexual attention. Things were just too rigid. They don't even want to be attracted to men. That or just being followed, harassed, like too much. They were actually very feminine beings. I'm like, every woman I meet that transitioned into a man, I'm like, she was extremely soft and feminine and just didn't want to play those games. She's like, like, spirit, please tell me more. And this is why they're holding these masculines accountable, because now these escort services are looking them up. They're sending them like their families phone picture, like pictures of their houses on Google Maps, saying that I know where you live. I'll come and get you if you don't give me money, like now that you want to play and whatnot. And I'm like, ha 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 ha, like, like Page of Cups here, because that also happened to me. What, tarot readers? And like I said, like three of my other favorite tarot readers had to shut down their emails because of guys sending D pics, or scheduling meetings just to be like, oh, well, I want to meet with you, scheduling tarot readings just to try to meet with the tarot reader. Or like, just women being harassed everywhere. There was like a teacher that had a school camera in the girls' bathroom. It's too much here with the Page of Cups coming out. Um, this guy really wishes that he would have loved you and would have respected you. There's a lot of love and respect coming in towards you. There's a lot of people who are about to be willing to climb that cup. And there's somebody who wants to make you feel better for the things that you've been through. They want to make you know that you are a divine feminine and they do love you. And this is a Christos man who's found his mana maybe later in life. He's became more attractive and more full of testosterone as he came along the way. We got the Chariot coming here. He got more confidence. His looks are better. His bank account is full. And now he knows what he wants. And he wants a girl like you because you are a Mana Christos girl. Like, you have the brains now too. And you have the mic keeps going out, but I was saying that this divine masculine, he has all of it together, and you have all of this together too. A lot of you guys have taken the love journey here, and you're definitely ready to be each other's support. You guys are going to have a lot of support coming in. You guys are going to be each other's team. He's not going to be gossiping with men about you. He's looking for women to be on his team. Maybe he's had a lot of toxic masculines who are envious of him, or they lack the brain power. Like a lot of T guys don't really have the brain power to understand what he understands. That goes back to like Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and why Mary Magdalene was Jesus' favorite disciple, because she could understand him metaphysically. This person coming in, you can understand them metaphysically. This person didn't even a lot of people here didn't even realize about metaphysical knowledge, maybe even this masculine, until he met you. This is why he's willing to be a rider for you. Like the way you got control over a whole world that he's like, I don't even know if you know you got control over. Or maybe you do. You taught him some very metaphysical, esoteric things here. And he wants to, and I feel like you really love this person too. He wants to be there for you. We got the Eight of Sticks here coming out under the Page of Coins here. I feel like there's a lot of masculine energies that are attracted to you, and they want to support you in your financial journey just because you're beginning one, or maybe a new one here. They want to show you that they like that you didn't just go for using your body and your looks even though you could have. Whereas there was a negative energy here that's like, oh, the collective is dumb. They don't know what they're doing because they gotta be overly rigid and overpower people, like try to be deceptive with their looks. You didn't do that. So a lot of masculines want to come in, and I support you here because we got the Eight of Sticks. A lot of masculines are attracted to you, basically, and they could be trying to compete for your attention here because you're not giving your attention or your body out to anybody since this new glow up. So ignore any loser masculines that really don't understand social concepts, don't know where they stand in the world. They definitely can't tell you where you stand in the world. All of those little weirdos playing into the homogenization of the American nations, the ruining of the nuclear family by trying to ruin the feminine mind, are not feeling too good here. First, they thought of every reason that they had to play a woman, but as a man, you got to live by the golden rule, and that's you should just walk away. It's never going to be funny to bully somebody who you slept with. It's always going to come back on you, and it's going to come back on you with dis-ease here. For a lot of these toxic masculines, they have caught a dis-ease from all the dis-ease that they cause these toxic feminines. Spirit, please tell me more. Let me leave this. The creator, yeah, the creator have stepped in to the world here. That's what I'm like. The mic come out. I'm like, I have to notice every time the mic is coming out. I'm saying Sophia, God, Christos, Jesus, or something. I'm like, the creator has stepped in to protect the divine feminine. We got the Rosicrucians. And not only that, you are protected by your own magic, your spiritual knowledge, your ancient knowledge here. Spirit is telling me you are smart. A lot of testosterone guys, T guys, they project their ignorance onto women. They know that they are not smart. They don't make the best decisions. They know that they are attractive to women and they are attractive to men. Men are like, hey, how did you do that? Too, like just like the high estrogen women. They know that we're attractive to men, and we could easily attract women too. Like, they want to be our friends even if they act like they don't want to be our friends. Even if you're a loser, you have a tendency to get a lot of feminines who are ups obsessed with you. Even if they feel like they're more popular than you, they still want you around. They can't figure out why. You just get under their skin or whatnot. Like, like it's a lot of people want to poke at you if you're a high estrogen woman. A lot of you guys probably didn't even consider yourself that, but that's what it is. You guys up level your confidence. You're beautiful. You're smart. And you're good. But that's it, you guys. I hope you have a good day, night, evening, whenever you're catching this reading. Goodbye.